All right, everybody, here we go. Coming up to the main port of the island, now Wili Wili Harbor here, of course, where your cruise ship sits and barges with goods for the island come in. A nice view of Kalapaki Beach nearby, with pretty calm water, a little bit dirty now from some of that morning rain, bringing in the red soil from the river. You can also see the Huleia River in the corner of the harbor. That's where Indiana Jones flew away from the guys chasing him in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Heading 080. 080 heading 1204.
Yeah, more than 100 movies and TV shows filmed on island. We'll see a bunch of those spots today.
Carter's Point. Thanks, Will, for exchange for you. Stay fine, 2 minutes. Thanks, we'll see you.
This beautiful ridge area to begin. This one is called Ha'upu Ridge, meaning happy memories in Hawaiian. Beautiful area. Most people don't even get to see it for a couple of reasons. The helicopters fly a shorter route west of the airport, so they won't see this side or the South Shore either normally, and it's all private property. Belonging to the Waterhouse family. If you ever saw a movie called The Descendants, that was kind of loosely based on this family. Lovely beaches. Technically, there are no private beaches in Hawaii. So you can visit any we see, even these ones, but realistically, you'd have to have a friend with a boat. Come drop you off there. This bigger beach called Kipukai, where they landed the airplane in the movie 6 days, 7 nights. And the second Jurassic Park is where a little girl found some small dinosaurs on that same beach right in the beginning of the movie. And these gorgeous beaches, this kind of L-shaped Mahalipu beach. That's where the little girl's family was having champagne on the beach in that Jurassic Park scene I mentioned. But you can park at the left end of this beach where that red dirt is. They do horseback riding tours at CJM Stables. Just walk out on your own, even look down into the shadowy Makauwahi Cave. At the end of the beach, that cave where they filmed the Fountain of Youth scene in the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Lonnie Tree 3 tunnel. Lonnie Crater. Full about, climbing left, WIPO, Mono 4, number 3.
Guys, there's Shipwreck Beach where we were yesterday.
Oh, you made it down there.
Cool, that's our landing.
Shipwreck Beach, the big Grand Hyatt behind it, the green roof. It's Kauai's largest resort.
Bentley and I got about taken out yesterday with the waves.
I was going to say, that was usually pretty darn rough. I'm more of a surfing beach than swimming.
Turtles at the next beach.
Right, Poipu Beach around the corner. That's kind of turtle central. Even the monk seals like to lie on Poipu Beach every single day at some point.
4030, you'll look to land the wind tower. Flight 12, Poipu.
Yeah, Brennickey's Beach, that little one starting on the right. That's a great wave for boogie boarding and body surfing and calmer snorkeling water at Poipu Beach with the turtles and monk seals. And then the third beach is Sheraton Beach. That's kind of a combination of the other two.
Wide 2.6, left 180 to the upper mic. I don't know, tree tunnel, full mount upper mic, 3.3 climb and air 77. Upper mic, Mono 4. Lonnie 3 Alexander Restaurant on Pepe.
Again, no private beaches. Pretty easy to access these South Shore beaches. And then a nice feature of Kauai Island, there are overall very few places you need to pay for parking. Especially to go out to a beach. Kind of one less thing for you to worry about.
Guess who I have on board? Upper mic, leaving it for. This is my best friend. It is. Best friend. Kelly 3.0. 43, side door, Y line downstream.
Up at the end of the private golf course, you see Lauai Bay, Allerton Botanical Gardens go up along the river in the valley there, which you can take tours of. That's where you'd find the trees that had the big white roots, where they found the dinosaur eggs in the very first Jurassic Park movie.
About 15 northeast.
Jack 4K, common left to level.
Upper mic, yes.
What are all the crops there?
This is coffee, belonging to the Kauai Coffee Company, so not as world famous as, of course, Kona coffee from the Big Island, but Kona is many smaller farms. This is one huge plantation. It's 4 million trees and 3,100 acres of land, so we'll see, it does go way up ahead of us.
On a white sandy beach of Hawaii, the sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sound of the ocean rocks me all night long.
Is that white pointy thing on that?
All right, looks like a fountain or monument. That's what's called a VOR, just a navigation aid for aircraft. Sends out radio signals for navigating. We gotta use them on the tours, but an alternative to GPS.
The sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. The sound
Hadley, you doing okay?
Yeah.
rocks me all night long.
Myself by the South Kauai view line.
Oh, last night in my dreams, I saw your face again.
Nancy, how about you?
Good.
In the sun. On a wild
See, the coffee keeps going out our left side. Right below us, there's a visitor center too. You can go take a free tour. The coffee, get a bunch of free samples. While the bay beyond the farm to our left is called Port Allen. That's where most of the larger catamaran boat tours leave from.
Traffic skyway straight in directly over the coast. Running to the Healy 1 traffic pattern runway 21 solo approach. There you go. Top of Duo, dispatch south to skylight
I just crossed over the main highway, so it makes that letter C shape around the island's perimeter. No roads across the Napali coast. No paved roads to the middle of the island. About 82% of Kauai is still set to be uninhabited today. We are leaving civilization behind for a good while.
Able to see Jurassic Falls today, or pretty cloudy?
That's our plan. Getting close to it already.
Myself just west of Alexander 3.7.
We're going to fly west over this big green Hanapepe Valley here. All of Hanapepe, privately owned by the Robinson family. This single family owns about 20% of the whole island. Made their fortune in the sugarcane industry, so let's see, they've kept this upslope planned ahead, very natural. And because of all that, these waterfalls we'll be seeing in just a moment up on your right are only visible by air. There's quite a few of them, including a 400-footer you'll see down low by the river called Manavaiopuna Falls. Manavaiopuna is the one that I mentioned before, Sean, the Jurassic Falls, where they landed the helicopter in the very first Jurassic Park movie. Waterfalls all over the island. No way to really hike in here because it's private land, but I'll show you some other waterfalls you could hike to, or people hike to, and then some you could even just go see from a road.
900 meters from the raft.
Bentley, did it look like the movies?
From what I remember, yeah.
Scenery to the west, these huge valleys carved out by all that rain off the top of the mountain. On this enormous valley known as Olokele Canyon, all of Olokele still belongs to the Robinsons. And it's starting to look like Waimea Canyon, but Waimea is technically a few more miles ahead.
Hadley, what do you think?
So cool.
Hadley, what about you?
Yeah, it's cool.
Beautiful.
I let the run back over. I will send up for myself in Olokele.
Rugged land, though. You can appreciate why, again, there are no roads across the middle, and then where the island flattens out on top where those forests are. That plateau is regarded as the Alakai Swamp. Swamp on top of a mountain. Really neat, and that's where the waterfalls come from. But it's also home to some of the rarest plants and rarest birds on Earth. 8 varieties of forest birds up there that are found only in Hawaii. Yeah, 6 of the 8 types are found only on this one island. So I really love to hike up there and try and find those birds to get some pictures.
Going on a paper from the southeast. I got the two, upper side got the red. Monica, are you leaving the upper
Waterfall down there, Bentley. Little one.
Wow.
To see the Robinson family hunting cabin again in the hills. They have the helicopter in there and hunt pigs, goats, and some black-tailed deer.
Myself, Cider Wireless.
Done with their land, now into Waimea Canyon. State land nicknamed the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. I think of it like it's 4 valleys. This first narrow one, Waialae Valley. The Waialae waterfalls tucked in the back of it.
This is the story of a tragic event that happened in the olden days, long time ago. This song is for the little, if not the last, Hawaiian fishing village in the state of Hawaii.
Just gorgeous all around us. Some areas of the canyon here about 3,700 feet deep. All the colors, those horizontal lines in the rock are individual lava flows that stacked up on each other long ago when Kauai would have still been an active volcano.
There's 5, take a look at it.
And one of the best parts of visiting this island when you have the time, driving the road to the canyon ahead, which is paved all the way with beautiful lookouts and tons of hiking trails. And then from some of the lookouts you see across the valley to these tall waterfalls up to our right in the corner. 800-foot Waipo'o Falls, pretty dry right now, but there's also a very popular hiking trail to the top of those. Often you'll see some people on that red ridge as we pass them by.
For Mike Red.
And there goes that road below us, so you can appreciate it gets right out to the edge. Yeah, not a real difficult drive, just a bit windy. A lot of little buildings you see up here, not where people live, but rather weekend or holiday getaway cabins.
There's 5, healthiest white man.
Quick glimpse back to our left side to see the southwest corner of the island, longest, largest beach in Hawaii called Polihale. The entire thing about 17 miles long. Part of it closed off to a military base on that corner. Every few months they do missile testing exercises, so you'll see the tracking station on the cliff ahead of us too. Continue towards the ocean, right over these cliffs ahead, and some areas more than 4,000 feet tall. As this here will slowly be giving way to what you could call the crown jewel of Kauai, our famous Napali coast, which will be starting for us with these cliffs into New Alolo Valley. On the far side of it, about 2,400 feet tall.
Mike 12, New Alolo.
Like it?
Yeah.
More interesting than the luau last night?
Yes.
Beautiful Nepali coast here. Nepali simply means the cliffs carved out, visible by air, by boat, even partial views from a number of hiking trails, as all 4 of these major ridges in this one area have their own trails right out to the edges for the top-down view. And then beautiful beaches. This double-looking beach beneath us is called Honopu, and as we get some angles on it, you'll be able to see there's a tunnel right through that rock in the middle of it by the waterfall. So one beach, the only legal way to go there is by swimming. That one's a sacred or holy site where the ancient Hawaiians would bury their royalty in the cliffs behind the beach, so you can't even land a kayak or a surfboard there.
We saw Western Cathedral saying 2.5.
These sharp spikes in the rock here, the famous Nepali Coast cathedrals. Spectacular. They lead into Kalalau Valley, largest valley on the coast. At the end of the Waimea Canyon road, you'd be standing on the highest ridge in the back, about 4,200 feet high.
By radio left 360 offshore 2.4.
Michael, scenic turn for just a few more angles on the coast. The whole Nepali about 16 miles long. And see with the light winds today, great day to be out on the boats. This calm water, these are the kind of conditions too. We'll often see some wildlife. Pods of dolphins, fairly common, sometimes manta rays, occasionally a shark, and then we're almost into whale season now. Now as the humpback whales come down from Alaska, primarily they're here December through April. We have had a number of seasons where the first one is sighted early October, so really any day now we might see our first. View of those cathedrals. Beneath them sits the famous Kalalau Beach. That's the end of Kalalau hiking trail that goes more than 11 miles each way. Up the coast ahead of us, often ranked in the top 10 most dangerous hikes on Earth. So not for everybody, but with the right permits, you could hike in there and camp up to 5 nights.
Whitestone Radio. 1.1. Lima, Island on.
At the very bottom of the cliffs here, if you look carefully, you can see some parts of the trail. That real thin red line down low where the foliage ends. And often see people hiking it too. You can just kind of tell there's not much there as it's famously narrow in some spots.
This on your left, Arthur, landing 300, copy, left 360, 1.0. I got you there, Stuart. I'm going to continue on to KA, do my left 360. There's beach and hands, call along. First field area traffic, Route 43 is 1 mile to the south of the airport. We're going to make right traffic.
Still just off the CK zone 29. I got you, Stuart.
And then more sea caves in this stretch of the coast. Caves all over Nepali, but the biggest ones are in this area, some of them even a few 100 feet long. And that's where those smaller Zodiac-style boat tours go, right on inside the caves when it's calm.
Honolulu 1.9. I got you at Arthur as well.
Go right. There's right here.
And Hanakapiai Beach at the mouth of the valley. That's the first 2 mile mark of the Big Kalalau Trail before it gets real dangerous. So wonderful day hike to go in there.
31 beaching in Honolulu. I don't know, I'm beaching in Lima.
So long for KA 1.9.
Right on the corner here, KA Beach, where the road ends and the big trail begins, and you need a reservation to come up here, which can be really tough to get. Parking reservation to drive yourself, you normally would have to book 30 days in advance. Within literal seconds, it sells out so quickly, but alternatively, there is a shuttle that leaves out of Honolulu. It's much easier to get spots on that. Tunnels Beach here. Tunnels with that huge reef off of it. Famous for snorkeling and diving. And when you catch it on a real calm day. And a wonderful view out on that point as well. You can perhaps tell already by the greenery that this is the rainier side of the island, so it stays all jungly and lush throughout the year, even now throughout the late part of dry season.
High above the high 1.9. There's helicopter to KA 1.2.
Way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby.
Myself off Lima High for a Nini.
Somewhere over the rainbow,
Off to the center of the North Shore, famous Hanalei Bay here, about 2 miles of beaches through that horseshoe shape. A Hanalei town on the inland side of it, lots of shops and restaurants. Beautiful beaches, one of the best beaches on the island, really, up by this pier. All boats are moored. You got calm water and sandy bottom and just great views of the bay and those big mountains.
High above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds
C1, turns at Red Hill.
and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I?
Down on the town of Princeville up on the hillside here, on that quieter, well-manicured resort community, although it's private homes mixed in there with the resorts and condos, but a lot bigger than you'd realize driving through it. Now 2,300 residents today.
What a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day.
Off the east end of Princeville here sits Anini Beach. Anini has this huge reef off of it and it works like a shield for the waves.
Wonderful.
And then there's also tons to explore out there snorkeling. Much easier to access than Tunnels Beach, for example, just not nearly the same view either.
Also on the faces of people passing by, I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them go. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far
I don't know if that's on the way, turns up twist. I got cruise.
where trouble melts like a lemon drop, high above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere.
31K, left 360.
Can you four look at me real quick? Oh,
The dreams that you dare to,
I'll take a couple.
oh, why can't I?
More. One more.
Onto these flooded fields down by Hanalei. That's where they grow taro. So you probably saw the poi at the luau. It's one of the things taro's made into, but chips and fries and rolls as well. About 60% of the whole state of Hawaii's taro grown in this one area. Agriculture, the number 2 source of revenue for this island, certainly behind the tourism.
None of us tried the poi last night.
Yeah, you're not missing much, so not a poi fan.
Island 23 at the upper mic, 4,000, left 360. Let's turn it off. No, I don't know.
By low saddle south 2.8.
up into the Hanalei River Valley. This again goes right up the middle of the island, and it's all public land. There are just no roads through it. Only one long hiking trail along those power lines to the east, so just not much foot traffic. But as we fly the valley, keeping out some of these lower sections of it, the lower parts where you find some more waterfalls. And in fact, a lot of the lowest down ones are always flowing compared to the higher scars in the mountains ahead that just show up as waterfalls for a few hours after we get some heavier rain.
There's 9, 1 little killer.
Oh, it's a very lush and green. You can see why why they call it the Garden Island, rather. The brightest lime green that seems to cover everything. Those are largely thousands of ferns. Many types of ferns are native, but the majority of plant life throughout Hawaii, to surprisingly include a majority of the famous stuff, is not native. Like pineapples were first brought here from South America. Macadamia nuts brought from Australia, things like taro, breadfruit, and the coconuts brought with the early Polynesians. They likely first came here from the Marquesas Islands, almost 2,500 miles to the southeast. By many estimates, even more than 1,000 years ago.
Myself, Hanalei Ridge.
Right up to the heart of the island. This is Waialeale just next to us. Again, I mentioned briefly before, one of the world's rainiest spots. So the top's still in the clouds. A few more waterfalls tucked into these corners, and then beyond this upcoming ridge, you'll see into the near vertical walls of Waialeale Crater, climbing straight up more than 5,000 feet high, and eventually reaching the tallest point called Kawaikini at 5,243 feet.
Myself, Crater Northwall 3.2.
South Bar for way off.
Myself, South Wall to the east.
93 Crater North Wall.
Lots more of these very flat top trees below. Kind of look like broccoli from up here. Those are called albizia trees. Those are not native. Are brought here from Indonesia in the early 1900s. Something to do with erosion control with the sugarcane days. Great to look at, but very invasive as they can grow almost an inch per day. When conditions are just right, so some areas they've cut them down, they're able to burn them for some electricity, and then they'll replant with these organized fields below them Australian eucalyptus trees that are simply grown for renewable energy.
There's 9 planes to the ridge.
Oh, here I am.
Wait, tower wings 12 inbound north of Lakes Falls, Echo.
Wings 12. Tower, report leaving falls.
Report leaving the falls, Wings 12.
Come on, come on. Is this the fullness of heaven? Here in this paradise, please come to me, come all I need.
I'll swing down the South Fork of Wailua River here. Out by the right wingtip by those white sheds, you'll see one last set of waterfalls. Some that you can drive to. In fact, about 15 minutes from the airport, you'd find the Wailua Falls, 183 feet tall. And from where you'd park the car, you'd be on the side of the falls, and that's why they normally look like just 2 falls. Although from head on here in a moment, we'll typically see 3 of them.
This is where we went right before we...
Oh, you did check these out. Cool, yeah. Well, in some ways a better view. You get to see the front head-on angle.
Maybe we didn't go to see these. I can't remember.
Well, there's a few options. There's another one called the Opaikaa Falls. Just up from another turnout. You can go see those.
That one sounds more familiar.
Sure.
Wings 12 leaving the falls, staying above the traffic.
Wings 12, roger, proceed direct to left base runway 35, runway 35, code all in.
Direct left base, clear land 35, Wings 12.
Wind 110 at 5.
Lloyd Tower, Safari 3, pad 10, Echo Harbor.
Safari 3, Lloyd Tower, mid-pack clear for takeoff, Howard approach.
Mid-pack clear for takeoff, Harbor, Park, Park,
Hui Tower, Lonnie 3, approaching the lakes, Echo. Lonnie 3, Lloyd Tower, report settle. Report settle, Lonnie 3.
Come on, come on. You hear the sound of his voice here in this paradise.
Expert 7672, fly heading out 110, runway 3, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 3, heading 110, Expert 7672. Dr. James coming through the saddle.
Jag 15, proceed direct, landing at Trevor, she's caution.
Direct, landing on right, excusing caution, Doctor.
Making our way.
You got one Safari outbound to the harbor.
Wings 12 be looking.
Making our way back to Lihue. The second largest city on island by population. Kapa'a to the north, a little bit larger. Our whole island, 72,000 residents.
Wings 12 got Safari.
And our 72,000 total residents contrasted with the normal year of 1.2 million visitors, making this the 4th most visited island. In that regard, Oahu is most visited, followed by Maui, Big Island, and then Kauai. As we slowly make our way back to land, make sure you got those seatbelts fastened one more time. Again, a close-up view of your ship coming up on the right.
7672, heading 110, contact ACS Center. Have a good flight, we'll see you.
Over to center, have a good day, Expert 7672.
haven't found the mini golf. I didn't see it, man.
They got a mini golf course on that ship? Cool.
They all usually do, but
Really?
maybe not this one.
You guys cruised a few different places then?
Yeah, Alaska.
Wow, cool.
Atlantic Northeast, so up to Maine, Nova Scotia, and then several Caribbean.
Wow. What's been your favorite cruise?
Alaska.
Really?
Well, this one's not over yet. Might be this one.
Sure.
That was way smoother than our landing in Honolulu the other day.
Take Delta Cross 3, 1 East 12.